Salvete, o Wedentes. My name is Draco, and this is Antiqua Culina, the show where I recreate ancient recipes and discuss their ingredients and history. As usual, sources are in the description. But first, a libatum to Vesta. Today, we'll be taking a look at a pair of recipes out of the Apicius, an ancient cookbook, judging on its language, composed sometime during the dominant period. Its attribution to Apicius, a gourmand of the 1st century, is likely yet another example of Roman retrospective morality, or older literally means better, or at least idiomatically so. Today on our plate we have Cucumeres Rasos and Aliter Cucumeres. With a name like that, you might think it's some poultry dish exhumed from the depths of a Seleucid columbaria. But no. As you can clearly see, Cucumeres means cucumber, and today I'll show you two ways of cooking them, namely the one that doesn't call for cow brains. How delightful! By the way, if you want some recipe that involves me cooking cow brains, stay tuned. Here is the recipe as appears in the Aliter Cucumeres with two translations provided. While both methods require stewing the cucumbers in some broth mixture, the first one doesn't really mention any steps of preparation. This makes sense, as the Aliter Cucumeres is a handbook for already established chefs. As for the second recipe, I believe it refers to marinating the cucumbers in honey, herbs, and pepper. Hey, herbs, pepper, and cucumber go well in tzatziki, so I don't see why not here as well. Because each recipe is so bare bones, I've taken the liberty of adding a few extra ingredients while staying faithful to the Mediterranean flavor palette. Each recipe is scaled to 1 large cucumber. For the Cucumeres Rasos, you'll need 1 large cucumber, 2 cups of stock, I used beef, 2 stalks of celery, chopped, 1 small red onion, chopped, 1 tablespoon of Asian fish sauce, or anchovies, I use both, 2 tablespoons of grape juice or wine, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon cumin seeds, crushed, and that's it. For the Aliter Cucumeres, you'll need the same ingredients as before, but also with 1/4 teaspoon dried sage, 1 tablespoon honey, 2 tablespoon balsamic vinegar, and an extra 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Note that in this recipe, the pepper and cumin seeds will be used in the marinade, not in the broth. To cook the Cucumeres Rasos, start by peeling the cucumbers and cutting them into large, oblong, cylindrical discs, or however well you like. Then simply bring the stock to boil, add the spices, chopped onion and celery, and then add the cucumbers and simmer for about 20 minutes, or until tender. Remove and serve. In the interlude, and while you watch me cutting some vegetables, a momentary digression on Silphium, cumin, honey, and cucumbers. Silphium, an ancient herb from Cyrenaica, and widely considered to be extinct today, appears in many ancient texts as a medical agent, aphrodisiac, contraceptive, and spice. In the natural histories, Pliny reports the plant was never properly cultivated and hence harvested into extinction by the reign of Nero. While scholars theorize that Silphium may in fact be Tangier fennel, which is not closely related to the fennel cultivated in Greece and Italy, I was unable to find any evidence supporting these claims. As for cumin, it joined pepper as another Indian spice common to Roman tables, but not anywhere as frequently as pepper. It was mainly procured along the Red Sea trade routes by private Roman trading businesses, who then bought the seeds from coastal Indian cities such as Barbaricon to ports like Alexandria and Berenike, which they would then pay a 25% import tax to the local officials there. To buy cumin and other spices, Rome would often pay in gold coins, but also glass, textiles, and wine. To this end, Indian traders would generally only accept gold coins from the very early empire, trusting more in the coin's purity than later coins. While Pliny the Elder bemoans Rome losing 50 million sesterces per year to India in this way, modern GDP calculations of the Roman Empire, namely those by Dr. Peter Temin, calculate this trade deficit to only equal about 1% of the total Roman GDP, so in other words, not too bad at all. Throughout the ancient world, honey, due to its rarity, sweetness, and antiseptic properties, was seen as a ritually potent substance and a preferred sacrifice for gods when barbecued herd animals was not available. Specifically, Its antiseptic properties leads to honey's use in purification rituals, much like salt, also famed for its preservative properties. Finally, the cucumber. It seems to be more or less just another gourd to the Romans, yet one distinctly not local. These recipes themselves present cucumber as a health food, usually for stopping indigestion. I guess their watery consistency and mild taste might help there. Pliny mentions various types of cucumbers, as well as their claimed preference by Tiberius. Surprisingly, cucumber cultivation seems to have stopped in the western Mediterranean at some point, only reintroduced during the early medieval period. For the Aliter Cucumeres, first cut the cucumbers into elongated stalks, then prepare your marinade in a bowl, mix together the honey, balsamic vinegar, dried sage, salt, pepper, and cumin seeds, then drench the cucumber slices in the marinade. While you could use them after half an hour or so, I would recommend at least 4 hours. Boil them until tender, same as the others, but this time with the marinade providing a little extra flair. If you want, you could also reduce the marinade into a sauce for serving. Time for a taste. Well, I've never been too much of a fan of stewed vegetables, but this really wasn't too bad. I do like the taste that the cumin provides. It was a nice little zing there. In conclusion, probably would make this recipe again, but not for myself, mainly for someone who likes cucumbers a lot more than I do. Also, probably more fish next time. Yeah, next time more garum or garum composite. And also, I probably need to invest in a better microphone. And to the Cohen Fellowship for giving me this grant to be able to pursue this project, many thanks.